Hey, welcome to my channel. Today's video, I am chosen or I am doing the choosing. This is a thing, isn't it? And I have made a subliminal about this for my members. I am chosen a while ago because it was requested, and I'll make subliminals if I think that, if I want to make them, I'll make them, and I made it. I don't talk too much about this, but I was thinking about this a lot yesterday. I was talking to a girl that I work with, and we were just having a conversation about people and about this sort of thing. And I thought to myself, no, you're not chosen, you're choosing. Because as soon as you think that you have to be chosen by a person, you know, whether it's chosen for a job or chosen for a relationship or whatever, you are putting all of the power in the hands of somebody else and saying you have to feel good enough. You might even look at it, self-concept, think, I have to feel good enough so that they choose me. But you're still giving them the power to choose you. They're not choosing you, you're choosing them. You're choosing whether you want a relationship with somebody, you're choosing the job, you're choosing the friendship. You are choosing, because it has to be about you and it's your power, and actually you are. So you're choosing either to have that relationship or not to have that relationship. So you might choose to be in a relationship with somebody and it's not happening because you're manifesting it and you're not feeling it and all the rest of it. But actually, the choice is still yours. The choice is yours to have it at some point when you sort of settle down on that. And even the way that you're stuck at the moment, that is your choice too, because you're kind of stuck in a feeling state and you may be not finding your way out of it. You're maybe not consistent in getting your way out of it and really thinking it's all about me. Because at the end of the day, it is all about us. And I know that's quite frustrating in a way, because sometimes we think, oh, it's easier to change somebody else than it is to change us, but it isn't. It really isn't. Don't try and make yourself worthy of somebody choosing you, because again, once you give that power away like that, it's a done deal. It's like you have to be good enough for them. No, they have to be good enough for you. It's all about you. You choose, and then you choose your feeling state at that point after that. So you do. We're always in control, and that's the thing. We tend to think that we're not in control and we feel like we've lost control, and sometimes we do lose control. You know, sometimes it's tough, but we are always in control. So what we're seeing open up for us and the signs of this manifestation, whatever, it's all down to us. It's all down to our feeling state. So our level of detachment, our level of, not our level of belief, that really has nothing to do with it, but our level of detachment on the issue. So our level of just getting on with life, and our level and the frequency actually that we are vibrating at. What is your frequency? So what I'm saying there is like, so you're choosing, you want to be with somebody, or you want somebody to offer you a job, or you want this particular friendship. Either way, it's a relationship with a person. And what is your frequency on the subject? Is it of, oh, this is hard work, I've got to get them to change in order for this to happen? So that is, when you think things like that, you think thoughts like that, and even if you have feelings like that, so sometimes we don't even articulate those thoughts and feelings, but they are there. So if we kind of sit there for a bit and feel what we're feeling, we could put a label on those feelings, and it would be stuff like that. Like, I don't feel worthy, I think they don't think I'm worthy. Why is it about them? As soon as you assume that it's about them and them feeling a certain way in order, and you have to match you're kind of like trying to match their frequency. Don't do that. You don't need to do that. It's all about your frequency, and that is all that's important. So let's say you have been manifesting a specific person for a while, and your main frequency is of, where the hell is this? I've been doing this for ages. It's not showing up. Why am I doing this to myself? But you still keep doing it. And you kind of allow yourself to bimble along in that frequency and don't change anything, then nothing will change in your 3D reality. So actually the choice is still yours, but you are choosing to stay in that state. You're choosing not to opt to come out of it in one way or another. The choice is still yours. It's not the other person's. The other person is not choosing not to be with you. You are choosing to stay in the state you're in, which is allowing 3D reality to show to you in the same old way. Don't get me wrong. I know that this is not just simple, and it's just not, if it was just like flicking a switch, then awesome, you know, but it's not, because we're human beings and we have complex feelings and emotions. So I completely understand that. It's not me making a judgment here. It's just me saying the choice is always yours. We can't help a reaction to something. So we'll have a reaction to something that somebody says, or an event, something that happens, a situation. We have a reaction. We cannot help that. We get a reaction, but what we can help after that is how we react to that reaction. That's one of my favorite sayings to my clients. I probably do their head in. It's your reaction to the reaction that matters, not your reaction. You can't help it. You're a human being and you're going to have a reaction. You're going to be triggered. I'm triggered by things, not anywhere near as much as I used to, but I still am. And immediately I have to go, okay, and I get a feeling come over me and I can feel the frequency of it. And I think, no, I'm not having that, because that is not going to do me any good. You need to stop that right now. And I've got very good at knocking myself out of these things and switching it. Normally, not switching it to the positive opposite. I don't really tend to try to do that because that's harder. I tend to just go, just let it go. And I can just drop it, drop the feeling. The best advice I can give you, right, in life for anything is to feel good. And I don't mean that you have to feel good and happy and positive all of the time. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is there is a vibration which is feel good. So add feel good to whatever it is that you want, or change your anchor point. Again, this is something I've been talking about a lot lately, and I don't even know where I've got that from. Sometimes I come up with these phrases and I think, where's that come from? But it's a really good one, I think, anchor point. So when it's a person that you're looking at manifesting, and you're going, oh, I need them to choose, I want to be chosen, I need to practice feeling great about myself, so I am chosen. Immediately forget that. No, you're choosing, so you're making that decision. You just need to change your feeling state. It's not about them choosing you, it's about you choosing them and then choosing the way that you feel after that. There are several things you can do. So your anchor point is probably lack at the moment, or your anchor point is they're not here, or your anchor point is frustration. You have an anchor point, which is your dominant vibration on the subject. If you change that anchor point to something like feel good or optimistic or excitement, you can do that. We can do that. I could flip in the feeling of feel good, not feel. It's a difficult one to explain because I'm not going, you need to feel good. What I'm saying is the vibration of good, feeling good. You can do it. We can do it with anything, but it might take a bit of practice. And for sure, I've been doing it for a long time, so I get that I'm probably really quite skilled at it now. I think I am. But I'm like teaching it to people, and people are really kind of going with this feel good thing. I think there's a book actually out there that is something like, so look it up. I'm not sure who's written it and if I'm right or not, but it's something like just feel good. And actually that is what it's about, the feeling of feeling good. It has a vibration. So you change your anchor point. If it's a person, you can change it to love, or you can change it to feel good or optimistic or excitement. So that becomes your anchor point on the subject. So every time you feel the lack, you go, no, I don't want that anchor point. I want this. And you change it. And eventually your anchor point changes naturally, and you just have a different feeling around it. It just is what will happen, but you have to be consistent with it. That's the thing with this. You have to just do it. You don't talk about it and keep looking at videos. You have to start doing it and being consistent, doing it every single time without fail. I love doing these things. I really do. I've got quite kind of like addicted to doing things like this lately. I don't know. We change, don't we? We evolve with this, and I've evolved to the point where I say it. I do use some affirmations now too, but not affirmations to get stuff. I love the Louise Hay affirmation. I trust the process of life. Do you know what? I sat there for about almost a minute there because it completely went out of my head, and I say it every single day. I couldn't get the phrase of it right. I trust the process of life. I didn't used to be able to say that. I used to say it, and something about it, I had a bit of resistance there. I have zero resistance there now. I love that saying. It will help you with all kinds of things. It will help you with various different health conditions as well that you might have, that you might not know is down to you not trusting the process of life, but also it will really help you to detach from everything in one go, really. It's a really great phrase. So the more you try to be chosen, the more you try and work at yourself in order to be chosen, the more you will create an assumption. The greater the assumption will be that other people have the choice. It's not down to you. It's about you matching up to what they want. And it should never be about that, because one, that will cause a huge amount of resistance, and two, you'll just feel like you can't sustain it. So if you work at your self-concept, that's awesome. And I'm big on that. I'm really big on self-concept and not needing anybody else to validate you. That will change your life, for sure it will. And then you won't feel like you're being chosen. You will feel like you're choosing. Naturally you will. So I put a self-concept subliminal on here, one to music and one to raindrops. The one to raindrops, I think when it gets to 8 minutes, it goes, the volume dips. And I think what I didn't do is nest the two bits that I use. So I kind of changed the volume I thought I was changing it on both, and I must have just changed it on one part. It doesn't affect the effectiveness of it, but you, on the second half of it, you will hear my voice really slightly, and usually I like to mask my voice completely, but so apologies about that, but it won't make any difference to its efficacy at all. But I did notice that the other day. Actually, I thought, oh, I obviously didn't nest those two clips together, but all of that stuff will really help change your life. But change that assumption. You're choosing. The assumption here is I get to choose, and you do. It's not down to the other person and their circumstances and what's going on with them and what they're feeling. It doesn't matter. And if you make that matter, it will seem like this huge thing that you have to, this huge hurdle that you have to get over in order to make this work, and it isn't the case. You are choosing. Right, if you don't already know, I am a coach and I'm an author. Thank you so much for watching.